Now, I don't ever like telling people what to do, right? Because with these videos, there's many different types of videos I make, and like with these type of videos, like I'm just trying to help people see a different side of things, a different perspective. Look at it from my perspective, because from my perspective, this is the way I look at things. You have to wake up with a purpose. You can't just roll out of bed and like, I don't know. That's for me personally. I wake up with a purpose every morning. I wake up with the purpose of I'm waking up to chase my dreams. I'm waking up to show and prove. So, for example, I watched an Eric Thomas video a while ago. He was talking about his wife and how his wife was battling with I forget what disease. She had like some type of disease or something, and she was basically, Eric Thomas is basically telling her like, why are you getting up to still go to work? Like you have this like severe disease basically, and like he was like kind of like, we don't even need the money. Like what are you doing going to work? And her response was, I'm paraphrasing, but her response was that, you know, she wanted to show her daughter, basically, like, that life is going to be hard, but get the fuck up and do it anyways. And it worked because in that same conversation, Eric Thomas was talking about how his daughter was, like, talking about school, and she didn't want to go to school, whatever. And she was basically saying, if my mom can go to work with a chronic illness, I can gladly get the fuck up and go to school and go to class. And it's like, I feel like when you're doing this for a much bigger thing than yourself, then it's much easier to do. It's so much easier to wake up with passion, with purpose, with dedication, with motivation, with a drive, when you're driving for someone else. You know, and I use my kids as motivation in that way. Like, I don't do this for me necessarily. It's for my kids. Like, it's not just for my kids. Obviously, I'm trying to make an impact in the world, but if I can't make an impact in my kids' life, what the fuck? Why would I make an impact? Like, why would I want to make an impact in anyone else's life if I can't even impact my own kids? And it's like, I don't want to impact them with what I say. I want to impact them with what I do. You know, how I wake up in the morning and I have my drive, my dedication to wake up in the morning and get things done and push no matter what. Got 4 hours of sleep last night. You know, I'm writing a book, I'm making videos, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm trying to get back into making music, I'm doing so much, and what I'm trying to show is that this is what chasing your dreams looks like. It's not a, wait for that to go. It's not a yellow brick road. The road to success is not a yellow brick road. It's more like a brick road with a bunch of missing bricks out of the road and a bunch of potholes and a bunch of obstacles. That's what chasing your dreams looks like, the road to success. And if you don't wake up with that drive, it's going to be hard for you to continue. You know, so many, because motivation comes and goes, right? You'll wake up one day, you'll feel motivated. You'll wake up the next day, you're not going to feel motivated. But when you have that drive, that just means that you keep pushing even on the days that you're not motivated. You force yourself to be motivated. Because like for me, I tell myself I have no choice. I have to do this. You know, I was talking to my girl last night and she was like saying, like, you gotta stop being so hard on yourself. And I was telling her, like, I'm hard on myself because nobody else will. Like, people will, be hard on me and tell me what it is, but ain't nobody gonna be as hard on me as I am on me. And I was trying to explain that there's a difference. To the outside view, it might look like I'm putting myself down, but there is a huge difference from putting yourself down and being real as fuck with yourself. Because putting yourself down is basically gonna lower your self-esteem. It's gonna make you feel like shit because you're not doing shit. But when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, dude, I just want to be lazy. I don't want to do anything today. And then I get reminded of my kids. It's like, then I'm like, fuck, man, I'm doing this for a much bigger cause than myself. And I'm not just doing this for my kids. I genuinely want to make an impact in this world. That's like I want to leave my mark. And it's like, I just really want to express myself and explain that life can be lived so many different ways. It doesn't have to be lived the way that we're used to living it. You know, I think there's this big misconception with success and chasing your dreams and all this other shit because so many people want success, but for what? You know, they're gonna give up. Most people will give up because the road is just too hard and complicated. You know, and if you're not patient, you're gonna end up fucking up. So patience is very, very, very needed, because I don't wake up in the morning with the drive saying, oh, I gotta get this done. I'm gonna get this done today, and things are gonna blow up tomorrow. And no, I'm real with myself, man. Like, I'm gonna get shit done today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. I'm gonna keep pushing no matter what. And if I don't make it for another 10 years, well, make it. In other people's eyes, you know, in another 10 years, then fuck it, who cares? Like, I'm only 24 years old. In 10 years, I'll be 34. Like, I'm still be young, you know? So I just think that, man, it's all on you and your mind state and your mindset. And like, self-discipline is key. I meditate. I use a lot of herbs, you know, to help me balance my mind, you know, my cognitive function, a lot of natural nootropics. I don't know. I wake up with motivation. You know what I mean? Like, this is just what I do. This is just who I am. It's literally, I was never this driven before. That's what I need people to understand. It's not like I've always been driven to chase my dreams, but not like this. Like, back when I was 11 years old, I wanted to be a famous rapper, and that's what I did. I chased that, and that was it. Now it's like I realize I can't just chase my music career because it's not sustainable right now. It's not good enough right now. It's me chasing my music career would be a little selfish, because that's what I love the most. You know, music is what I love the most. So I prefer to do the things I hate the most first, because if I do the things I hate the most first, I'm starting to enjoy them. I'm learning to enjoy them. I'm learning to enjoy the process, and that's why I don't give a fuck. You know, that's why I can continue without looking back. That's why nothing phases me. That's why it's like I go through hard times and I can't even tell I'm going through hard times, because I'm still doing the same thing I would be doing if I wasn't going through hard times. You know, it is a choice. You can either, your life could fall apart and you can fall apart with it, or your life can fall apart and you can begin to start to rebuild it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm rebuilding it with my mindset, with I don't know, just everything I'm doing. I wake up in the morning with a purpose. I get reminded of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's why I don't mind losing sleep. That's why I don't mind any of this shit. That's why I don't watch fucking, like, TV unless it's somewhat educational, or maybe I'm watching it with my kids. But besides that, I have self-discipline. I only watch Netflix or something like that for an hour to 2 hours a day. And I give myself no more than 2 hours a day. I think too many people are not on a schedule. So their life is, like, chaotic. My life is chaotic because of everything I'm doing, but at the same time, my results are not chaotic. When your results are chaotic, it's most likely because, you know, yeah, I don't know, I'm just doing my thing, right? And I just think that me doing my thing, it's not like I really want to do it, but I do want to do it. You know, that's what people misunderstand. I think it's like self-discipline to push yourself to do things you don't want to do, because it's going to get you something you do want to do. And if you learn to enjoy the process, it'll be much smoother and you'll be much happier. You know, so, like, if you are miserable chasing your dreams, then you shouldn't be chasing your dreams. Then you need to learn how to enjoy the process. Because so many people be like, oh man, I don't know, like, I couldn't fucking do that. Wake up that early, go to bed that late, you know, have this drive every day. Why not? Why couldn't you? Like, you could if you were doing it for something much bigger than yourself. If you're only doing it for money, for self-gain, for views, for fame, it'll never fucking work. And it might work. Yeah, you might do it for views and get 1 million views on your video. Big fucking whoop. What the fuck does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. Yeah, so what, you can get $1 million for what you're doing. What does that mean? Are you actually what are you doing with that $1 million is more of my question. Like, why do you want the million in the first place? You're like, why do people want these things? And that's when your want and your purpose and you know your why, then things start to be a lot more smoother. Things start to flow, right? Because when things are flowing, you know, it's much easier to do what you're doing when you have a purpose and you understand why you're doing it. And when your why is much bigger than yourself, then it'll be so much easier to push through the hard times. Hard times feel like normal times for me, because it's nothing new. I understand that even if I was rich right now, I'd still have to wake up early as fuck, still chase my dreams, still get these videos done, edit, write the book, still do all this shit. It ain't nothing different, right? So I think people just need to, like, I don't know, do their thing, but wake up with more of a purpose.